Appreciate folks being with us today. We are always wishing that our county administrator, Ani Cordo, was with us for our meetings. But she is right where she needs to be today. Her daughter, Emily, and her new grandchild are both healthy. And she's right where she needs to be, spending some time with them. The baby came 8:30 or so last night or something like that. So we're encouraged that everybody's healthy and feeling good about that. So
is there any truth to the rumor that the baby came out 3 feet tall?
The exact measurements, let's see, got it. 9 pounds, 2 ounces, 22 inches long.
we're gonna have a brief budget update from our budget director, Bart. And see how things stand. This is year end, Bart?
Year end, so
Yeah.
Signatures.
Please, Bart.
All right, good morning, everybody. I know we've got quite a busy schedule today, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into this. This presentation will be for reviewing the 2025 financials, touching base on financial reporting, revenue, expenses, and sales tax. As we move on to the end of year financials, the above data represents the 2025 actuals. This chart shows revenue ending in $74 million and expenses ending in $67 million for 2025. We'll discuss these expenses and revenue detailed in this presentation. You can see from the above financial trend analysis, there were no major unexplained trend variances between 2024 and 2025. Overall, our revenue was up about $4.7 million, and our expenses were up about $1.9 million year over year. Now let's move on to the end of year revenue results. Before we discuss the 2025 revenue results, I'm again going to provide explanations for the revenue categories. This chart was created to help everyone see what is included in these revenue items. We currently have 125 separate revenue objects that have been summarized into 10 different revenue categories within the general fund. As you can see from the above chart, the general fund revenue increased $4.7 million in 2025. The increases were driven by $1.6 million in sales tax and $1.3 million in investment earnings that represent about 61.7% of the revenue increases in 2025. Investment earnings remained a key driver in 2025. Fairfield County consistently delivered some of the highest investment returns in Ohio, a testament to the strategic foresight and collaboration between the commissioners and Treasurer Bonson. Their proactive approach has not only secured strong results in 2025, but also positioned the county to continue financial strength in the out years ahead. This next chart represents the percent of total revenue by category, which resulted in sales tax coming in at 42% in 2025 versus a 43% in 2024. This was offset by investment earnings that increased from 13% in 24 to 14% in 25. Moving on to revenue highlights. As I stated earlier, 2025 revenue came in at $74 million versus a prior year $69.4 million, and that equated to the $4.7 million increase over 24. As we discussed earlier, year-over-year increases were driven by sales tax and investment earnings. We also experienced increases in other revenue line items that included increases in fees and charges for services in 2025. Moving on to discuss sales tax, there were no changes in the county sales tax rates in 2025. We continue to have one of the lowest sales tax rates in Ohio. Out of the 88 counties, 77% of Ohio counties are higher than Fairfield County, while 17% have the same sales tax rate at 6.75%. Only 4 counties have a lower sales tax rate. Again, as we discussed earlier, the sales tax increase in 2025 actuals came in at $1.6 million higher than 2024. Year-over-year increases were driven by 5.1% increase of non-auto and 5.8% increase of auto year over year. Now we move on to the 2025 expense results. This slide represents the expense categories, where we currently have over 702 expense line items that have been categorized into 7 different category items within the general fund. As we move on to the 2025 year-end expenses, you can see that the expenses increased $1.9 million. Increases were driven by personal services and offset by decreases in transfers, capital outlay, and materials and supplies. This above chart shows that the percentage of total expense categories, most categories remained relatively unchanged in 2025, with personnel services continuing to be our largest expense. 2025 expenses were $67.2 million versus $65.3 million in the prior year, or the $1.9 million increase. Personnel services, branch benefits, and contract services all increased in 2025. Our contract service increases were driven by investments in IT and economic development. IT investments included investments in cybersecurity and vulnerability management, while economic development included investments in things like consulting services, which are used to support all the projects throughout the county. We also continue to provide services like grant support in 2025. Capital outlay and transfers were lower year over year as one-time investments decreased in 2025 versus the prior year. I have one last note. I wanted to add that our team is putting together information for our 2027 budgets, and we'll be reaching out to departments in late March as we look to schedule departmental meetings as we begin the 2027 budget process. Questions?
I don't have any questions. I'll just make a comment. Bart and Stacy and Jim and Carrie, B and Rick, Donnie, I might be forgetting somebody.
Mike Burns.
And our vendors, our outside vendors. We were all together this past Thursday.
Yes.
In a meeting with, was it Friday? Yeah. Well, we were together Thursday and Friday. But on Friday, we met with Moody's. Went over these numbers and including a lot of history and a lot of forecasts for the future. And the reason we had that meeting with Moody's is because whenever the county goes out for debt, like we are on the Basel Road development, we're required to get re-rated by Moody's, or at least rated, if not re-rated. We're currently a AA2, and we expect to hear this coming Friday whether we remain at AA2 or whether we're re-rated to AA1. And we'll wait to see what those results are. But I just wanted to share with you, Bart, Stacy. I was proud to be in that meeting with you guys, and I was proud to tell our story along with the whole team that did a really good job. And we'll see what happens there. But I appreciate the work you do that helps us inform our decision making as it relates to revenue and expense issues. And I have just a little bit of hope that Moody's will recognize that, but we'll see.
Thank you. I'm lucky to have a good team behind me as well as all our leaders that also help with this entire process as we all collaborate together to try and make all this work. So
I'll see if Commissioner Levesey has questions or comments for Bart.
No, I don't, but I did, I didn't attend the Moody rating process, but I haven't passed, and it's, and basically that's what you're doing is presenting the evidence and presenting the story about how great Fairfield County is, quite frankly. I'm a believer in that, but I did review the presentation, and that's an amazing presentation, quite frankly. I'd give us a double, a triple A.
It's an interesting comment you make there on AAA. That's the top of the food chain, and that's like the United States. For most rating agencies, is still AAA. And the state of Ohio, of course, is AAA. Maybe throw in a Franklin County or something, but probably not big enough to dream that big. But someday maybe we will be. Commissioner Fix, questions or comments for Bart?
First of all, thank you to you and your team for another great year from a budget financial standpoint. Thank you to Treasurer Bonson for all his work on the Investment Advisory Council and the great numbers that are coming from that. Auditor Dr. Brown. I got to be a fly on the wall in that Moody's rating meeting, and I'd never participated, so I wanted to hear what the process was like. We rarely get the opportunity to give a comprehensive overview, not only of the financial position that the county is in, but the management position the county is in. To be able to do that, and really, when you look at it from 30,000 feet, as Moody's is doing, and then digging down into some of the details, a pretty impressive story to tell, right? We're doing it right here, and proud of that. Proud of the presentation. Proud of everything that we're getting accomplished here as a team of elected officials and staff. Doing it right here, so I feel really good about it. Really appreciate Bart, you and your team and all the work that you guys do.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bart. This time, the commission sets aside an opportunity for voters or taxpayers to address the commission. You have a 3-minute break today. If you would like to address us, come to the podium and begin with your name and residential address. Under those terms and conditions, is there anyone who would like to address the commission at this time? Good morning, sir.
Morning. It's good for me to get out and get around, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak. And but most of all, I appreciate the opportunity to this whole meeting in prayer. So, Lord, we come before you this morning knowing that we don't always follow the best opportunity that you give us. But Lord, we pray that we will be forgiven, and we know we are, because it says very clearly in the scripture that you're always ready to forgive, and you don't remember anything. You bury it in the deepest waters and east fires that it can be, from east to west, north and south. And Lord, we thank you for the forgiveness and the opportunity to be with you each day. And we know, Lord, that we're not worthy, but we do ask for your guidance. Each and every one in this room, we pray to look to you for the words that will guide and direct them in their daily activities. We pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Ray. Under those terms and conditions, is anyone else who would like to address the commission at this time? We thank you all for coming. I'm going to go just a little bit out of order here and turn to United Way, because I'm excited about United Way's announcement.
Yeah, last Friday morning, we were sitting at 1.16 million on our campaign. And then right before the afternoon, we got a call that we had an anonymous donor that wanted to make up the rest of our difference to our goal. So we're now sitting right at 1.25, which was our goal for this year. So we're really excited about that. Hoping that it carries momentum into the next few years. But mainly just really excited to hit goal for the first time in a while and be able to give out the support that we were hoping to for the coming fiscal year. So real good week for us.
Well, I'm proud of you, kid. I'm proud of the whole United Way team. You and I have gotten to experience some crap out there in the social media world where people got some timelines wrong, but you were at United Way before I was on the board. Now I'm on the board and I abstain from decisions that maybe involve you. But I couldn't be more proud of you, the United Way team, not just for hitting goal, but I think you all have laid a foundation for the future that is stronger than it has been in recent years. And I think you've just been a part of positioning that organization for some success going forward. We'll talk about that all later, I'm sure, in the board meetings, but in the short term, United Way is a winner. So are you. We appreciate you very much. Good morning, Austin.
Morning, Commissioner. Just a quick reminder that next Friday, March 6th, from 2 to 4 in the JFS conference room, our office is a send off for our office manager, Lynette Barnhart, who's retiring after over 40 years of service to the county. So we hope to see a good turnout for that next Friday.
Right. Well, we appreciate you and your whole team and the service that you provide to us. Thank you. Jeff, you're a great number 2. Now you get to be number 1.
Oh, I'm just not Andrea Portal. There you go. So for the weekend in review, this afternoon, but before I get to that, I will be attending next week to wish Lynette Barnhart a fond farewell. When I first started at the county, Lynette and I worked closely together when I was at the prosecutor's office. And by that time, she'd already had many, many years of public service. So she has continued that. We're going to wish her well. We can review roundtable. The roundtable for elected officials and department heads will be this afternoon from 1 to 4 at the Legacy Center. We look forward to seeing everybody there. The administrative approvals, the review packet contains the list of administrative approvals for those who wish to review it. There are 21 resolutions on the regular voting meeting. We're going to have highlights of a few. The first resolution on the agenda is to authorize an agreement with Modern Office Methods for the lease and or purchase of print management devices. This agreement is going to help the county manage state of Ohio cybersecurity requirements going forward. It's going to create a inventory of all of our printer, copier, and other devices. We will also ease the administrative process related to the purchase of copiers and have negotiated very favorable rates for the county and all of our county agencies going forward. There's going to be more information at the roundtable available about this new process. We thank the prosecutor's office for their collaboration in this and IT for their collaboration in this. Dan, would you like to say anything?
Most of it, the only thing I would add is, we intend for this to be a better experience for, our folks doing the work out there in terms of, where they print, how they print, what they print to, and that sort of thing. So looking forward to it.
Great. Austin, did you have?
Just to add, I think this is going to be a great process as well. Printer contracts are always a pain for everybody. So having a smoother process is going to be good.
Thank you very much.
So I do have a question. Yes. So when we talk about printers or devices like that, especially where they're wireless, is it possible to breach security through one of these devices?
Absolutely.
So that's why it's important to have not just
Yeah.
consistently the right stuff.
Yeah. So the approach will be to unify the management of all of those devices. That will help us plug some holes, make sure that we're, managing that risk.
And also, we talk all the time about government efficiency, right? And this is an example of that when we're pooling all of our purchasing power for, one type of service and getting all the different governmental agencies onto that one purchasing power makes us all, more efficient. We buy better. We buy in bulk, right? So I'm hopeful that all of our, departments, all of our elected officials jump on this, and it's a good thing for the county.
It's also going to provide the ability to manage the vendor in a more efficient way and make sure that the terms, conditions, the service agreements, all of those things are going to be managed centrally and also be able to demand the service that we need. So it's going to be a good thing for the county. Modern office methods will be at the roundtable to talk a little bit more about the new process and what will be going on. So we look forward to that. EMA has a resolution related to localized flooding that caused stream bank damage, obviously, this summer. The county was awarded a grant for $108,154 from the Emergency Watershed Protection Program. John, do you want to offer?
We are proceeding with this. This will be north of College Avenue. And protect some of the utilities owned by both the city of Lancaster and our internal fiber network. Protect that stream bank, protect those utilities that cross that underneath that creek. And really very thankful to the engineer's office for helping me on the technical side of getting this done.
All right. Facilities has a resolution for another change order with Goodnick Construction at the Workforce Center. John, Rick?
Should be our last change order. This is the close up of kind of the extra pieces and parts that we've experienced over these last couple in the trades area. So carpentry, electrical, HVAC.
Did you get that instead of backyard lighting? Okay, I just want to make sure the minutes are right.
These three pieces that were included in this were upgrades to equipment in the electrical area that we experienced. We just had to get these done, and it's a good thing.
If I may.
Yes.
So I had the opportunity to be in the Workforce Development Center a couple weeks ago, maybe for the housing presentation. And I was thinking while I was sitting there in that really cool room with that really cool technology, I remember the first day we got that place, and the transition from what that was to what it is today has really been amazing. So thank you to both of you for your leadership in making that the best workforce development center in the state of Ohio. Really appreciate that. Proud of it.
Regional Planning has a resolution to accept public improvements being proposed by the developer of Violet Meadows subdivision in Pickerington. Josh. Thank you. Finally, Utilities has a resolution authorizing an agreement with Burgess and Nyepel for professional engineering services related to the new Violet Regional Lift Station.
It's for inspection for the construction of regional lift stations.
So, thank you. We had budget review, but do you have anything else, Barb?
Nothing additional.
Thank you. Now, calendar review and invitations received, please.
Thank you. CFLP has their solid waste district meeting on February 27th at 9 a.m., followed by the policy committee meeting at 10 a.m. Both of those meetings will be held at the Don Hill County Administration Building in Newark. The following invitations were received. Kroger is having a groundbreaking for a new store on March 6th at 10 a.m. at the intersection of Diley Road and Greengate Drive in Canal Winchester. There will be a retirement party for Lynette Barnhart on March 6th from 2 to 4 p.m. in the JFS room at the Government Services Building. Lancaster State Schools address is March 26th at 11 a.m. at the Levacy Center. The Fairhope Hospice Memorial Fund Dinner is March 26th at 5:30 p.m. at the Mill Event Center. JFS will host a Child Abuse Prevention Month breakfast on April 8th at 8 a.m. at the Levacy Center. ANIMH's annual awards and fundraising dinner is April 28th at 5:30 p.m. at the Grace Fellowship Church in Pickerington. The Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber Awards and Annual Trade Show will be May 7th with the trade show starting at 4:30 p.m. The following correspondence was received. Ricker Grady Wyatt sent a notice of filing of an application for Willpower Pipeline Ohio LLC for the Aristotle Booster Station in Liberty Township. TC Energy sent a notice of pipeline right-of-way maintenance. Fairfield County Municipal Court sent their Criminal Traffic Division fees collector report for January 2026. The Fairfield County Health Department sent a link to their 2025 annual report, and the City of Pickerington sent notice of a Board of Zoning Appeals public hearing for February 26th at 7 p.m. This is for a height variance request for Winterly Lane in Pickerington. This site is adjacent to the Utilities Department building on Tuesday Road. That's it.
Oh. All right, thank you for that. And now we get to give our elected officials and department heads a couple minutes to tell us what's going on. We're going to start with Jim Bonson, but I'm going to say something first. And that is, I was happy to have you on the prep team and in the presentation team and to be able to brag about the good work you're doing as a huge part of our story that we were telling to Moody's. You're doing an amazing job, and it was just kind of neat to be able to be there in that meeting with you and to be able to use a lot of what you do as part of our story. And I just wanted to publicly thank you for that. Now you may speak.
Thank you. I'm lost for words. Finished up a collection last week. It was a very busy collection. I know that John and his group tried to get the drive-through open, but it wasn't. Because of that, we had a lot of foot traffic. So appreciate Andy downstairs that really helped direct people, make sure they got to the right place. So that worked out. It seems also we have someone else in the hallway there. The attitude and the temperature is cool. So that's very good. We appreciate that a lot. We're still cleaning up from last week. So once we get that all done, we'll start moving forward. Working with other departments on getting a new way to process transactions with credit cards. So we'll get that online, get that rolling. So with that, we'll have maybe more information this afternoon. Thank you.
You know, you talk about the temperature in the hall down there, and some of these things are kind of funny, but kind of not. I guess one visitor used some sign language to address our officer downstairs. So it's kind of funny, but it's kind of not. These people are law enforcement personnel, are out there trying to protect us every day. And I laughed a little bit when I heard it, but truth is it's not funny. But anyway, appreciate you, buddy.
I've heard the comment when they use this kind of sign language that it's either your age or your IQ.
Lisa, how are you today?
You're doing well, thank you.
Good. What you got?
Anything really new to report at this moment? Thank you.
Well, that's okay. We still appreciate you being here. Thank you. Dr. Brown, I want to say a couple words about you because in the days leading up to this momentous Moody's presentation, it was definitely unclear if you were going to have any voice left to do it after all the prep we went through. But you did, and you rocked it. And I hope during that presentation, you took some measure of pride of being there at ground level when the change had to occur. And somebody had to push that change through. It didn't make you the most popular person in the county for a while there. But I hope you saw what I saw, which is a history that we should all be proud of.
It's true. Thank you very much. It's really rewarding and encouraging to be part of this collaborative team. So last week, we talked a little bit about the county as a district and the property taxes that are distributed to the county as a taxing district. And there were a couple of questions that came up. And this morning, I made a couple of charts to give you to answer those questions. So this first chart just shows the millage for the county as a district converted to percents. It's converted to percents because most people can think about that in an easier way. The next is the question that both Commissioner Levesey and Commissioner Fix were asking about the overall amounts collected for the county, the whole. And you'll see the percentages based upon school districts, the county as a district, townships, and all other special districts. This chart is a pictorial of what I just mentioned. over the most recent current year. And you can see it in actual numbers. I want to give you a little caution because on an individual basis, things can be different percentages. That often happens. I just spoke to someone this morning where the township, and it was Rush Creek Township, actually has a higher portion than the overall county as a district. It just so happens to be that way for that particular individual. But this is what it looks like in the aggregate, is what the questions you all were asking.
Right.
And then this is the summary of the property tax reform, which the second half tax bills will have credits based on the most recent legislation. We will not have the inflationary factor from the state until April. So we can't say specifically what that credit will be, except it will occur for most people. And it relates to the school district inflationary caps. So I think that answers the questions from last week. I will also mention that the CAUV program is one that is very significant for property tax reductions. We have more than 5,000 parcels that are participating in that. It's a very significant reduction for commercial agriculture, and it's very important to our county. We're in the midst of collecting applications because it requires an annual renewal. There's a process for that, and we're in the midst of collecting that and getting quite a bit of positive feedback in terms of how we approach that process as compared to some other counties.
So I'm gonna ask to jump in there. You and I participated in a Farm Bureau meeting last week. One of the comments that I recall from that meeting is the farmers talking about how much easier that process to make the CAUV application is now as opposed to just a few years ago. And the quote was, even my dad, who's in his 80s, got this done without much help. So just a shout out to you and your team for helping all of our agricultural community, make that happen easier. So thank you.
We're sharing our fact sheets with other counties in hopes that they might use those in conjunction with the state application. In thinking about the state, I do want to mention that we have a bit of a strained relationship with the Department of Taxation. They are changing their deadlines for our abstract and changing our deadlines for most of our reporting, condensing those deadlines quite a lot. What used to be October now has to be available in August. I mention it now because that's a very significant change for us. It's going to require different ways of doing things and also going back in time and redoing some things. We're working through it. You might hear some things from other counties. There is no penalty for missing the deadline. Some counties will say, we'll get it to you when we're able to get it to you. It's not in me to do that. So I'm doing the best I can, but it might mean some shifts in how we are doing some of our processes relating to new construction in particular. I will also mention that as you're looking at financial reporting, we're in the midst of preparing the annual comprehensive financial report, which is good foundation as we think about things for bond ratings and other financial comparisons. So thank you to everyone who's meeting those deadlines for us so that we can move forward. And if you're looking at current revenues, you're going to see a big jump in conveyance fees for a very significant sale. We're monitoring that. It's a very big jump. It's an outlier, but we will still make some adjustments mid-year, probably to those major categories. And then I'll also mention in training, education, and outreach, in the past 3 weeks, I've conducted 32 different training aspects, of which one was with the Auditor of State. I really appreciated that. And with AGA and Ohio University and other associations, and they continue through June.
Thank you for being here, and I'm glad your voice is on the comeback.
Mhm.
And appreciate what you're doing there, Carrie. Thank you. And you make a lot of money. What's up, Tony? Before we get to Rick, Rick was also on the preparation and delivery team for the Moody's rating. And as I was listening to Rick tell Moody's about what we're up to from an economic development standpoint, I couldn't help but remember back to a time when the county had one person as our economic development director, made almost nothing and did almost nothing. But when the commissioners would go out and run for office, they could say, yeah, we've got an economic development person running on that, but they weren't really doing anything. And then we get to hear what you're up to. And dude, I was so proud to be in that meeting and to have our county be in a position where you can make a presentation like you did. It's just, I'm honored to work with you. Now you can go.
Thank you. I appreciate the support and all the support in the last decade. All this economic development isn't done in a vacuum, and there's pretty much all the people around this table are part of that. So appreciated being a part of that. And it's nice when we talked about the Workforce Center for Moody's to, which you spoke very well about yesterday, was Moody's paused and said, wow, that sounds like a great effort that you guys are doing there. So I appreciate that. We also are working on some capital budget requests, and we've met with our two state reps and our state senator about some projects. Through this process, projects go funneled through in Central Ohio, the Columbus Partnership. And one of the projects that we're hoping for is a radiology lab, so we can have some more change orders done. You know, it's expensive to get that equipment, but I'm excited to share that we made it through the Columbus Partnership round as one of their preferred projects. So I'm hopeful for that, and we'll keep pushing because hospitals, radiology techs is one of the most in demand jobs. So shakes out. But I also want to thank, speaking of Workforce Center, you know, Tony has been there from the beginning with helping with water, wastewater, hiring people, training people, participated in interviews last week. And it's nice to, you know, it's much work and stuff that we put into it. It's our employer partners that, you know, really ultimately make the difference. And Tony has really just been great for that and helped us with connecting with other utilities departments around Central Ohio. So I just want to make sure that's.
I was just trying to sit here and think what Tony's not involved in. He's a good guy.
It's totally ignoring us.
I can make it go.
Commissioner Fix.
No, I'm good.
No, I thought you were talking.
So,
Commissioner Levesey.
you know, so Rick and I were able to meet with Senator Schaefer and Representative LeBray and on fun with Kevin Miller because he forgot the appointment. So that's going to put extra pressure on him to get, but regardless, so if we can complete this, I call it the trifecta. You know, we have respiratory therapy and phlebotomy and now radiology. So we can get that, that, you know, that will really be big for healthcare and getting some folks trained in the much needed fields that there's a high demand for these folks. So.
Thank you, sir. Anything additional, Rick? John Boyd.
Nothing additional.
Ken.
This past weekend, IT department was working towards replacing some of the infrastructure, network infrastructure. And that just contributes towards something I mentioned there a few weeks back. You know, at the federal level, the recommendations to not have equipment that's gone past its supported life from the manufacturer. So we've got several of those that we're going to be accomplishing throughout this year. But the one that we did over the weekend was a big one at the Government Services Building where JFS and prosecutors' offices. So, and it went well.
So between you and Bart, I guess I had a question. I was doing some research over the past few days on AI tools and what can and can't be done with them, just poking around. I noticed that Claude could do something that was interesting to me, and I don't know if Copilot could also do that. I think it can, but I don't know how it would necessarily work. But apparently what you could do is you could take all of our financial numbers, historical and otherwise, plug them into AI and ask AI to do the projections out into the future in an Excel spreadsheet. And I didn't know if we tried something like that, I'm not ordering that. But if we tried something like that, if we put information into Copilot, let's say that system would do that too. I think it would, but we've kind of talked about that in terms of it being a closed system versus an open system. So that data then, if we did do something like that, would not be in the larger AI model, so to speak. Is that, I'm trying using the wrong words, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really around what is used to train this AI app. And the concepts are that information in our Copilot world are not used to train what Copilot does outside of our world. Such that, that information stays kind of local to us. And Barton and I had many conversations over that very thing.
All right.
We believe there's power there, for, taking careful steps at what it's gonna look like.
Well, and I appreciate the careful nature of it, and I am not advocating any aggression or anybody stepping too far out front too fast on AI, because I'm skittish about it, like a lot of people should be. But anyway, there's probably some tooling there that would be interesting in the future.
Sure.
Yes. Questions of Dan? Great.
No update.
It's fine. Okay. Bart, you're good. Jeff, any updates?
No, thank you.
All right. Stacy? Dr. Rule?
Thank you, Commissioner. March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, and we have two pre-March events coming up this Thursday. The first is the premiere of the video called A House of Many Journeys, which is the story of the Fairfield County Infirmary. We partnered with GeoPro and Fairfield Heritage Association to put the history of this building together. And I've seen the video. The premiere is about 10 or so minutes long. It's sort of a look through the building, what could have been in the past, what things happened, and I've described it as both fascinating and frightening. It is a good reminder of how not all that long ago we treated and served people with disabilities, with mental health issues, and certain other things in their lives very differently than we do today, as recently as the 80s. And so that premiere is at Double Edge this Thursday at 4 p.m. And everyone's invited to come down and be a part of that. It is again, a fascinating history of that building. Right after that, at 5:30 at the Workforce Center, we are hosting our first ever transition resource expo. This is for all students in Fairfield County, not just students with disabilities. It's for anyone 14 and older who will become an adult in the next few years and needs things like higher education, employment services, transportation. How do I get my driver's license? And so there are a ton of vendors that will be there, and everyone's invited out, in addition to those who are of transition age and older, to be a part of what's happening. The last thing I'll just mention briefly is everyone in this room should have received an invitation to the Celebration of Possibilities, March 25th. So just a little more than a month out here. Tickets are on sale. You can either just tell me and I'll be happy to get you on the list, or you can purchase online this year. However you decide to purchase, we hope to see everyone there for a great night. Our focus this year is assistive technology. How is technology helping people live more independently in our community? Our theme is innovation in action, and we've got a really cool evening planned where you'll not only see some of this, but you'll get to experience yourself some assistive technology at work as well. So we hope everyone will be able to. Thank you.
All right. Well, we appreciate you being with us today. Thank you. Anything else from regional?
Just a reminder. Next week, 6. person is applying for the training program of that. They had two public back last week, and they were both well attended, and we got really good feedback. So we're looking forward to another successful training.
Yeah, and the NRG, that's something, that we don't necessarily get every year, but we're more hopeful this year than we were last on that. Is that fair?
Yeah, Raymond was.
I know we've had some success there, so well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Old business, Commissioner Fix,
I have none, thank you.
Commissioner Levesey under old business.
So, yesterday, they had a meeting with, Village of Millersport, with, Vonage and Manage and Arclight. Arclight is the behind the meter power supplier for this, data center. And, it's pretty interesting because, they use system, it'll be a 1,300 megawatt system completed, and it will use less water than what they originally projected. But they also do a lot of evaporation, if you will. So consequently, you have these systems looking like they're putting out a lot of smoke, but in fact, they're putting out a lot of steam. So it'll be pretty interesting. They're going to have public meetings. What's the date of that? Do you recall, Rick?
March, end of March.
Yeah, in March. 2 meetings within a week of one another. It's a very interesting process that they'll be utilizing for our children. So, good meeting.
All right.
Well, just 24 to 31st.
Yes.
The only old business item I wanted to just touch on is, Friday morning at 10, we'll get the, rating from, Moody's. Regardless of how that turns out, AA2 is a great rating. AA1's better. We'll see how that happens. Moody's opinion is interesting to me, but I just wanted you all to know that I think you all are doing a great job. Department heads and other electeds, I think we're in better financial shape than we've ever been in, because of the conservative expenditures and keeping our revenue streams modest. I hope all 1,000 of us feel like we're a part of that success, because you are. New business, Commissioner Levesey.
So, I'm first of all, I want to congratulate United Way, Garrett, Commissioner Davis, and others who were involved in making it a very successful, because I know how difficult it is. I was involved once upon a time. And the outside, it kind of looks easy, but from the inside, it's very difficult. And to achieve the goal is quite a success. Yeah, so, and I'll make one other comment. I wasn't there and wasn't involved in the preparation or anything for the meeting with Moody's, but I've been through it before. I understand all the work it takes, because, either the success or failure is based upon their perception. And I think from everything I've heard, you guys did a wonderful job, and I'm very proud to be part of Fairfield County.
You should be, Commissioner, and had you been there or been able to be there, you would have heard. There's really 2 things they're looking at. It's the financial condition of the county, which is obviously stellar. They're also evaluating management, how we're doing, and if they're and at the end of the day, they're assigning a credit risk. And if your financials were great, your management team wasn't trusted by Moody's, then you wouldn't be a double A2 as far as that goes, let alone a double A1. So I did get an opportunity to brag a little bit to Moody's about you, Commissioner Levacy, Commissioner Fix, and the work you're doing as part of the management team that they are evaluating. New business, I can't remember if I went to you yet.
So congratulations to you, to Garrett, and the entire United Way team in a year where there was some pretty significant cards stacked against you.
Or
To come through for the first time in a bit, the goal is really a big deal. I know my arm is still sore from being twisted, but happy to be a part of the success, and congratulations to you guys. This Thursday is the first meeting of the steering committee for the Central Ohio Housing Coalition, co-chaired by Columbus Mayor Ginther, CEO of Columbus Partnership, Jason Hall, and myself. Look forward to getting that moving and seeing what good we can make in the Central Ohio area on the housing front. Look forward to reporting back on that.
all right. Under new business, a news article dropped this morning. Where the U Gazette has printed the salaries of our management team and employees. I think a few days ago, they did elected official salaries. Now they're doing employee salaries. I'm quoted in the article. My comments, to a certain extent, were more directed at Ani Cordo because she got top billing. But we have nothing to apologize for anything that we're doing in terms of what we're paying y'all. As I said in the article, I wish we could pay you more. Y'all are making choices to be public servants instead of doing the best you could out there in the private sector, which is probably more. But I think you're an amazing group of people. I wasn't sure if I wanted to jump in on that article or not. I wasn't really asked to, kind of pushed my way in, but here's why. This commission has a standing policy of being on the tip of the spear. There's going to be something negative or something controversial or something difficult to deal with. We all, as a group, prefer that land on us and not you. It breaks my heart when you guys get drug into stuff or, get put on the spotlight like that. And we're in the article as commissioners because that's on us. That's not on you. Just wanted you to know that we appreciate you all. If you guys, I don't know what the comments are doing on that or cares, but y'all are doing the right thing, doing it well. Not be wants to apologize for that. Is there any other issue or item that anybody would like to bring up to the commission at this time? Please rise if you are able and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Michelle, do we have any announcements?
There are no announcements.
Move on to the approval of minutes for February 17, 2026.
So moved.
Second. Discussion. Let's go to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Minutes passed. From the Commissioners, Resolution 2026-2.24.a. A resolution authorizing approval and execution of agreements for print management services and for leases and purchases of print management devices between the Fairfield County Board of Commissioners and Modern Office Methods Incorporated.
The Commissioners, I move items A and B.
Second. Discussion.
Just want to reiterate that this is a step in the right direction, right? Consolidating purchasing and enhancing our cybersecurity, both good missions to be on. And so thank you, Dan. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate the work.
Further discussion. Let's go to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Economic and Workforce Development, Resolution 2026-2.24.c. A resolution for the approval of partial assignment and assumption agreement between RES Canal Winchester I-1 LLC, an Ohio Limited Liability Company, Ascendus Re Columbus One LLC, a Delaware Limited Liability Company, and Fairfield County through its Board of County Commissioners.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
This is shell property that is on Boston Western Road. There's changing owners. To that. Reporting. It's a check for the remaining vending. That's their contribution to the Boston Western.
I appreciate that, and it's not so long ago that I was not understanding the complexity of the structure of this deal as well as I thought I needed to, but Rick and some of our vendors and others have helped me better understand it. I'm good to go. Additional comment? Please call a roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. Fairfield County EMA, Resolution 2026-2.24.d. A resolution to request for advance for EMA Central Ohio Trauma System Grant Award Fund 29.
Under Fairfield County Emergency Management Agency, I move items D, E, and F.
Second.
Discussion. It's not related to any of these resolutions, but I'm very curious. We reached a cough conditions. Whose idea was that?
Our new planner, Laura Johnson, is a social media. She likes the social media, and she's a very creative person.
That was wild. It was just, and the response was
Yeah.
overwhelming.
We had another post in that same similar time frame. I think we had something like 65,000 views. It was really a huge boost for our social media.
Yeah.
She's very creative. We appreciate it.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about,
I explained it to Garrett, surprisingly, in our office. He did not.
I assumed it came from him.
No, he's not on the sci-fi nerd train, but go ahead, sir.
no, I'm asking you to explain to the audience what you're talking about.
Yeah, Star Wars reference. Hoth is a ice planet.
I get it, but other stuff.
Yeah, we stopped short of the bantha, cutting an open. We didn't go there, but we were going.
Well, the commission supports your creativity and the interest you're creating in what emergency management is up to with that. It's just kind of fun to watch. Further discussion? Please call a roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From the Fairfield County Engineer, Resolution 2026-2.24.g. A resolution to appropriate from unappropriated in major expenditure object category County Engineer 2024 motor vehicle to engineering consulting services.
For Fairfield County Engineer, I move items G and H.
Second. Discussion? Please call a roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Facilities, Resolution 2026-2.24.i. A resolution for change order number 4 to the contract for Gutnick Construction and Fairfield County Commissioners for the Workforce Center.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Happy to hear this is the last change order, John.
Close to the end.
And I think I might have heard something where that might not be the way that turns out.
Don't let no more.
All right. Further discussion? Please call a roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. For Fairfield County Family and Children First Council, Resolution 2026-2.24.j. Resolution to request for appropriations for Fairfield County Family Children First Council 8160.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call a roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Job and Family Services, Resolution 2026-2.24.k. Resolution to approve a reimbursement for sheriff costs for liability insurance paid to Corsa as a minimum expenditure for Fund 2072.
For Fairfield County Job and Family Services, I move items K, L, M, N, O, P, and Q.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. Fairfield County Regional Planning Commission, Resolution 2026-2.24.r. Resolution to approve conditional acceptance of Violet Meadows Section 5.2, 6.1, and 6.2 subdivision.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Josh, how many homes total are we talking about here? Okay, all right. Sorry to put you on the spot there.
Further discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From the Fairfield County Sheriff, Resolution 2026-2.24.s. Resolution to appropriate from unappropriated major expenditure object category for Sheriff 2394 litter.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Please call to roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. For Fairfield County Utilities, Resolution 2026-2.24.t. A resolution authorizing the agreement between Fairfield County Utilities and Burgess and Nyepel Incorporated.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Not on this particular issue, but Tony, you might be interested to know that the Utilities Department was part of the presentation to Moody's. And at a couple of points during the ratings presentation, the power of your operation, the financial status of your operation, became a part of what seemed like a very good reception by the ratings agency. And I just wanted you to know that everybody else who takes time to look at it sees an incredibly well-run operation. I wanted to thank you for that. Their discussion. Let's call the roll.
Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. Payment of bills, Resolution 2026-2.24.u. A resolution authorizing approval of payment of invoices for departments that need Board of Commissioners approval.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Let's call the roll.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. The next regular meeting is scheduled for March 3rd at 9 a.m.
All right, I nixed my commissioner video for today. Is there anything that, before we have that ultimate motion, is there any place that we need to be or anything we need to be doing before 1 o'clock? Or are we clear till 1?
You're clear.
Okay. Any other issue item that anybody'd like to bring to the attention of the commission at this time?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I got a motion to adjourn in a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. We are adjourned and we thank you all for coming. Ray, did you have something you wanted to say?
I was excited when I saw the third resolution under that somebody was going to be singing the third point under the resolution.
But the
It has a
supposed to be
misprint
signed.
there, it says signing. Singing.
EMA's gonna be singing for it.
We're gonna get that fixed, Ray, and we appreciate you being with us today.
I was waiting for that one.
Thank you all for coming.